What's something that offends you and you keep having to deal with it? Mobile apps and software products moving to subscriptions-based models. Not just software products. I would like to have the option to buy it and own it forever. This is one of the main reasons I stopped doing my digital art. If I were to pay the subscription model for all 3 major softwares I learned how to use back in the day when you could just hold on to the same version indefinitely and use it as much as you like, I'd be up for a few grand every year. I don't even make that much off commissions, especially now that I have an actual job and a house and life to maintain so much less time for spending on these pictures than before. Basically, it became too expensive to continue with at the same time I started making nothing back off it, so I just can't justify it anymore unless I was doing so well in life that I could blow thousands of dollars a year on something non-tangible that could still be taken away from me when the company crashes or decides not to support it anymore. I pay hundreds of dollars for a copy of their latest software that I get to keep until I really have to upgrade it or care enough about the new features to do so. But I'm not spending that much, or more, just to forward rent it for a year. People expecting you to accept and be okay with all their shit, but would never, ever accept one of that from you. I really can't stand that kind of behavior. It's the most narcissistic, obnoxious fucking behavior you can imagine. My ex-100, and if you ever say no to them, they proceed to gaslight you into thinking they're the victim when other people are allowed to be mean, rude, ridiculous, unhinged, etc. But I've got to take the high road. In other words, my mile. My wife's brother is a gobby dick, swinging immature, angry, aggressive man-child, but rather than deal with it, the family pretend it's not an issue because that's just how he is. I've seen him openly threaten and try to fight his brother, his stepdad, and on Christmas Eve. I'm a pretty chill person, but I honestly want to knock his teeth out every time he behaves like this. But no, I'm the crazy one for reacting negatively to being sworn at and threatened because that's just how he is. Just because they've resigned themselves to put up with his bullshit, it doesn't mean that you or anyone else should have to as well. Put your foot down, and if anyone objects, then tell them to screw themselves. I hear you. The unexpected downside is that when you do, and the bullshitter inevitably escalates the conflict, somehow you are the bad guy instead of enabling more of their behavior. I hate that dynamic so very much. People trying to enter the train bus while others are still getting out of it. Us, it's not that difficult. Wait at the side of the doors and when everyone left, get inside. It's that easy. I'd like to add elevators to this list. Let the people out the small confined box before shoving your way in against the flow of traffic. Assuming that just because I'm good at doing something, or I say I enjoy doing something and willing to do it for your benefit free of charge. I'm good at cooking. I love cooking. I'm a trained chef, even if I'm currently not working as one. That doesn't mean that you can promise your friends that I'll be cooking dinner for your next reunion without consulting me first. High-end photographer here, and I support this message. No, I'm not bringing my $20 ski rig to your cocktail party because you invited me, and it would be so fun if I write professionally, advertising, marketing, etch, not novels. I'm reasonably good at it, and I enjoy it well enough. It pays the bills. However, that does not mean I want to rewrite your resume, do a grant proposal for your nonprofit, or write up 100 product descriptions for your school's silent auction. And, of course, every single person who asks wants me to do it for free because it's for a good cause or it will really help. I used to say yes when I was young and naive. Now I say no unless it's some organization I am directly involved with. My free time is for me to do what I want, not to do other people's tasks with no compensation. Bad attitude. Maybe, but I can guarantee that these people wouldn't do professional work on their own time for me without charging me for it. I used to be people pleaser, and when I learned how to say no and to set boundaries, people didn't take it well. I've been called selfish and self-centered. As my therapist put it, the only people who get mad at you for having boundaries are the ones who took advantage when you had none. A long, long time ago, I read these words and they echo in my mind frequently. Givers need boundaries because takers have none. My disrespectful boss screaming bloody murder at me and others when he doesn't hear what he likes. When I get blamed for stupid shit that is clearly not my fault. The man has the emotional discipline of a fucking toddler. I used to love coming to work. Now I loathe the thought of it. Bosses like that fuck. I know it's not easy to just leave a job, but I hope you can find new employment soon where you're appreciated. I grew up in toxic environments and the Army was the exact same. The problem is that I yelled back, so not only is he a jackass, now it's a personal vendetta because I don't bend over for him. At this point, I'm just trying to make it to the end. I could have written this. I'm going through the same thing right now. I used to enjoy my job and was very successful for almost 10 years. Got moved under the current guy, and it's a nightmare. Toxic, bullying behavior that everyone is aware of, including his boss. But I'm the problem because I speak up that his behavior is not okay. I'm interviewing at multiple other companies. I'll be leaving soon. I hope you're able to as well. Good luck. You're not alone. Like, if this considers offending, but people in groups taking the whole damn sidewalk, people blocking the damn elevator, like, bro, let me get out first. This annoys me to no end. Complete lack of awareness. People in grocery stores who stop their cart in the middle of the aisle are my tick. Got into a huge fight with my parents about them doing this stuff. I'm getting mad at them again just thinking about it and how defensive they got when I told them about it. It's so rude. Props to you for pointing it out to them. Older folks become like children the older they get. You have to re-teach them all over again. Litter. No matter how much I tidy it up, there's always more. People are disgusting. I thought you meant cat litter, which this is also applicable to, but agreed. Maybe it was just the way I was raised, but I always, at least try to, clean up after myself whenever in a public space. Movie theaters, concert sports venues, etc. I always take my garbage to the trash can. You pass it on your way out anyway. Just take your trash with you. The fact that some people think it's okay to just leave their garbage anywhere blows my mind and screams entitlement. People interrupting my conversations, speaking over the top of me. If someone does this, continue saying what you were saying exactly as you were saying it. When the inevitable pause comes because they were unable to take in what you said, just allow it to happen until they sort it out. People confusing arrogance for confidence. Arrogance is mostly used to hide incompetence. Arrogance is confidence without the necessary qualifications. Not respecting other people's time. Being constantly late is not a cute personality trait. It's rude. I have family like this. Hey, we're going to meet for 6 to go to the thing. Oh, great, 6. 15, yo, where are you? I'm getting in the shower now. Whenever my family wants to go out for dinner or whatever, we lie to my dad. We tell him we want to leave at least 15 minutes earlier than what we actually agreed upon. It works. Kind of. He's only a little late most of the time. My sil used to do this a lot, did it once to her and had a lecture on how rude it was. She did not like me pointing out that she always does it. I've never invited her over since. We had relatives that were always late. Eventually, we just stopped waiting. If they missed the activity or dinner or whatever it was on them. This is the way. I had a tendency to be late for stuff in the morning last year. Went through some personal stuff as a result of COVID lockdowns, which really affected my sleep morning routine, or lack thereof of one. Old dot pulled up on it by my friends. Sorted out myself as a result because I saw how my lateness was impacting them as well as me. More stories on the channel. RedStore.